because I don't attach anything to those types of comments, I start to, I just find it a bit empty. And similarly, even with my work, where people really enjoy my work and they really like what I'm saying, because to me, I'm like, oh, but come on, it's nothing. It's nothing. I just see when I achieve something, it immediately becomes nothing to me. I don't know why. I remember the first time I started Instagram, which is in 2023 or something like that, 2022. It wasn't that long ago. I remember seeing somebody with 8,000 followers and saying, oh my God, he has 8,000 followers. That's amazing. And then I would get to 800,000. I'd be like, oh, that's nothing. Yeah. The moment I achieve something, I start to think that achievement is not worthy. And it's so easy because if I can do it, anyone can do it. I don't know if that's a weird thing, but I just somehow, when I achieve something, that thing loses its credibility.
I mean, I think in order for really us to manifest everything or anything, we kind of have to expect it and like know we're capable of it in a way for it to even to fully come in the first place. So we kind of get disenchanted with like the numbers after a certain point. Like a big win and a small win kind of feel the same. Like when you hit, for the followers metric, you hit 1,000 followers, you might be similar feeling, if not the same, to 100,000 followers, right?
A win is a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so do you feel like you source self-esteem at all through career and the success of that?
Weirdly, really bad. And I feel really ungrateful saying this. I'm very proud of myself. I'm very proud of how quickly it's grown. But one thing that I'm most proud of since my growth on social media is how little it's changed me and how little it's affected me. If you see my day-to-day routine, it's exactly the same as before all of this. If you see how I take enjoyment, it's exactly the same. Nothing's changed whatsoever. My close friends and family and my partner can attest to this, that not one part of me has changed in any way, shape or form. Maybe sometimes they say it's like because in your head you always thought you're a bit famous and now you're just like, right, now you guys realize, okay, good. So maybe there's a part of me that's like, oh, finally. But generally speaking, it has not changed me in the slightest. It hasn't even changed like where I shop, like, little things like that. It hasn't changed anything about me in any way, shape or form. So I think the growth on social media has made me more private, like more proud, not on the growth on social media. It's made me proud of the person I truly am at home, because that person doesn't get affected by, increase in payment or increase in notoriety. So I'm quite proud of that person that's still at home more than I am proud of the growth on social media.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's just like integrity. It's like finding the identity that's kind of indivisible,
And what I really liked about it is, well, one thing I really like is my friends are so similar. They're so non-materialistic. They're so not fame hungry. Like so many times I'll be like, oh, should I just post you? They're like, no, I'm not into that stuff. Or if I say, look, guys, do you want something? I've done really well here. Do you want me to buy it? And I really wish but I really don't like stuff. And I'm like, me too. I don't like anything. Like, what do we do? And like, should we do something with it? Like, no, just save it for something. So I like the fact that I've learned that my values are really not attuned to like notoriety, money. It's just not who I am. It's just, I think at a time I thought that would be really cool. That would be really nice. I would love to see if I like if I'd collect a bunch of bags. But when I remember buying a bag and then it just covered in makeup and lipstick by the end of the night, I was like, oh my God, I'm never spending this much on a bag again. So it's just not my nature to indulge in these kind of things. So I'm quite proud of knowing that, because most people might think they've got intrinsic values, but they've not been tested. So the fact that my extrinsic values have been tested and they don't mean so much to me is quite nice. I quite like that part of my life.
What do you think it means to know yourself?
You know your full potential, you know your capacity to love and be loved, but you also know your capacity to hurt others, and you be mindful of both sides of the coin.
I think that second part is really important because you can't really trust somebody if they don't have the awareness of what their ability to fall prey to their own shadow.
Your ability to hurt. Yeah. I think it's really difficult when you're doing therapy with somebody and you ask them, where do you go wrong in your relationship? So what did you do wrong? And they're like baffled. Oh, I've never thought about that. And I just think you don't know yourself until you know your worst qualities and how they could potentially impact others, because those are the qualities that you need to work on the most. And if you're ignoring those and highlighting all the things that you love about yourself, you are going to fall into the realm of more narcissism. So try and focus on the things of how you can potentially hurt the people around you.
Do you think the most prevalent and effective way to gain awareness as to what those shadows are our interpersonal dynamics and relationships.
Absolutely. Everybody's great when they're home alone by themselves. Everybody is, especially when people are single. They're like, oh, I don't really have a temper, myself included. I was like, I'm so confident. I'm
Nothing's pissing me off. Well, there's nothing happening.
nothing happening. I'm so calm. I'm so confident. And only with my partner, I'm like jealous and I'm insecure and all these things that I didn't know I had these traits. So I think that your morality and your genuine, like your insecurities are only tested when you're in human dynamics. It doesn't just have to be your partner. Some people are totally fine, but they might get jealous of their friends or they might get competitive with the people they love. They have it's the dynamics between people that reveal your true core self.
The dynamics of how we engage in relationships are so much informed by the template that we had when we saw our parents relate, in the early stages of development as a child. I'm just curious, like, so much suffering is in dynamic in relationship with either other people or other phenomena in life. It's like how we perceive our relationship to the thing. And so what have you seen as the most effective, like, healing modalities to actually transform who we are? Not just change from one identity to another, but actually transform and heal those coping mechanisms, those attachment styles that keep us stuck in kind of a
Yeah.
lower vibration in
I
existence.
know this sounds like a cop out, but I would honestly say selecting a very good partner is a lifelong therapy session.
Mm.
It really transforms you. I really see a lot of people who might be anxious and they've got this partner that's abusive, a bit neglectful, and everything. And they're like coming to me to heal. And I said, I'm so sorry, but you have an hour a week with me. You have 24/7 with your partner who makes you feel unseen. You can soothe yourself, you can try and calm yourself, but I promise you the impact of a loving and consistent partner is something that if I could bottle it and sell it to you, I wish I could. But there's something about having a secure partner, which not many people, not everybody is, but I know it's really hard to find, but a secure partner who is happy to meet your needs, is happy to, help you heal, and you're doing the same for them. You both have the right intentions. That will act like, that will do more for you than any therapy session. I do agree you can self-soothe in certain ways, self-soothing, but part of self-soothing and part of self-esteem is good selection. So I could, if I'm working on my self-esteem, I'm taking, I'm going to the gym, I'm working out, I'm taking cold plunges, I'm doing all of this thing, I'm making money, I'm doing all of those things, but I'm choosing the wrong partner. Unfortunately, I won't heal the same way. So I do think selection is everything. Now, if you're already in that situation and you have selected a partner that is like this, then the key is still to work on yourself and enhance your self-esteem, but try and meet those core needs from not just that partner. Try and spread the core needs. If you have a bit of anxiety and your partner's not always available, they're a bit more avoidant, try and place some of your happiness in your friendships or in your parents or in your children. Try and delegate some of that connection. But human connection and healthy human connection is very, very powerful.
What would you say to support somebody in the process of that realization where maybe they've been in a committed partnership for a long time and they come to realize that I want to be in union or, partnership with somebody who is committed to also that lifelong therapy process, and they want to go on that journey. But they then have to let go who they're with in the process of separating and breaking up with somebody where oftentimes there's so many familial, financial ties, things that just make the whole process much more difficult. The courage and strength to be able to go through with their intuition on that process. How do you support someone with that?
I would just say to them, look, it's very, very difficult to break all those investments, and it's really, really heartbreaking, and it's a very difficult task. But the main thing is your goal in life is not to be with this person. Your goal in life is to have a healthy relationship. If this person is providing you with a healthy relationship, absolutely invest everything, 2 feet in, jump in, close all alternatives and do it. But if they're not, then unfortunately, you're placing your happiness in the person rather than that. Goal is to be in a good relationship. If they can't provide you with that, try and let go of the vision. Try and have a very clear vision of what kind of relationship you see yourself in. And whilst you have that clear vision, try and be happy for your ex. Try and be like, I know he's not good for me. I know she's not very good for me, but we're just so not aligned in terms of this area. So therefore, I wish them the best. Try and have no negativity towards people in your past because they would have taught you something. And the worst thing you can do is to say, they did this and they're awful. The better thing to do is, I selected them for a particular reason. I must have felt really low. There was something wrong with me. I chose this person. No one put a gun to my head. And therefore, I'm not going to wish them anything negative.